Right now, multiple Madison area healthcare providers are looking to fill thousands of vaccination openings.
And an ambitious goal set forward by the president as we celebrate Earth Day.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
After weeks of Wisconsinites having to hunt or travel to be vaccinated, more appointments are now available. The focus now turns to filling them.
And it begins on the UW campus. Adam Duxter joins us with the push to vaccinate before the spring semester ends. Adam?
Well, nearly 40% of students and staff here at UW-Madison have gotten at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Very few of those have come on campus. While many say Wisconsin's largest surge in the fall started here at UW-Madison, university health officials are now hopeful COVID's end will begin here as well.
For UW junior Jack Pollock, today is a day we're celebrating.
I just got my first dose, Pfizer, Team Pfizer for life.
The Boston native, now one of more than 4,000 who will get vaccinated on campus over the course of the next 10 or so days.
It was pretty easy to schedule. I think I scheduled it last week. The shot itself is pretty easy. I mean, we'll see what the side effects are like. I feel fine right now.
After weeks where University Health Services says they would get just between 700 and 1,000 doses, they'll nearly quadruple that number next week. And despite positivity rates on campus being less than 0.2%, UHS says another surge is still possible.
This becomes, again, even more important when we're talking about the newer variants, where we find that these particular versions of COVID can spread to more people within a space.
Pollock says he's hopeful by getting vaccinated today, he's got a chance for a senior year where he can experience traditions students have gone a long time without.
I think the number one thing that we want is we want fans in the crowd at Camp Randall. You know, we want to go to the games and have that sense of normalcy back.
And as more chances to get the shot become available, he's got a message to any classmate on the fence.
To the kids out there, don't be nervous.
And with the increased doses, UW-Madison is expanding to a vaccine clinic this weekend, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. And university health officials say tonight they're really stressing to students, even if they're not going to be around on campus in 3 to 4 weeks to get their second dose, to still come in for a first dose and then schedule the second dose in their hometowns later on.
Adam, thank you. And a similar story at SSM Health. The healthcare provider says thanks to more abundant vaccine supplies, it is offering thousands more appointments beginning next week.
When you have the entire state waiting in line is one thing. When you have half as many people waiting in line, it's a different story.
SSM seeing a 60% increase over its weekly average, but said it's only been asking for the same allocation. They'll expand appointments to new hours and days, and those patients who have established first dose vaccination appointments for later in May or June, they are invited to reschedule for an earlier date.
The State Department of Health Services will begin using a tool called Vaccine Finder, aimed at helping connect more people with vaccine providers. The program will replace the department's current online map. It allows users to search for providers by vaccine type, clinic hours, location, and other specific options. 2 new variants have been found in Rock County. Today, the county health department is reporting the variants P1 and B1351. Those were the variants first found in travelers from Brazil in January and South Africa last October. The UK variant was already found in Rock County last month. In the last day, over 48,000 Wisconsinites have been newly vaccinated, and just over 700 new COVID cases have been reported, which is lower than the 7-day average.
A beautiful day out there today. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, it's pretty comfortable out here. Last night at this time, temperatures were in the lower 30s. Tonight, they're in the lower 50s. The time-lapse from the Edgewater Skycam downtown Madison shows that we had plenty of sunshine today. Just some few high cirrus clouds and a couple of fair weather cumulus clouds this afternoon. But other than that, it was a great day. Doppler track, free of precipitation across Wisconsin. There are a few sprinkles over the western portion of Iowa. A few of those showers could reach us later on during the day tomorrow. Low temperatures this morning started out in the teens north of the Dells. Madison was down to 22, Janesville 27. It's a little warmer over southwestern Wisconsin where there was a little cloud cover, but high temperatures today were in the 60s across our entire viewing area. Temperatures stayed in the 50s closer to Lake Michigan, but even there they reached the middle 50s, and right now temperatures are in the upper 40s to the lower 50s over most of southern Wisconsin. By tomorrow morning we'll be down to around 41. The skies turn cloudy, so that'll keep temperatures up a bit, but tomorrow those same clouds will keep our high temperature down down to 55. There's a chance for a shower. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes milder weather as we head into next week.
Gary, thank you. Mourners filling Minneapolis's Shiloh Temple International Ministries for Daunte Wright's funeral today. He is the 20-year-old motorist pulled over last week in a traffic stop that turned deadly, setting off days of protests. And Kimberly Potter, the former officer who shot Wright, now faces a second-degree manslaughter charge. The demand for police reform and transparency is currently one of the nation's most pressing issues. Tonight, we continue our exclusive look inside a training program that Madison area officers will get this summer to help them respond to mental health crises. Today was day 2 of the training for crisis intervention partners, and that included a lived experience panel. A mental health specialist and her daughter, who deals with bipolar disorder, were among those who share their experiences, and they're hoping to make a difference in how people and police respond.
I just think more educated in the community where these families live, like having listening sessions in the neighborhood about this, working with our local officers, community activists in the neighborhood, working with these families who are affected by these illnesses so that we can have a good support team for them.
Topics such as verbal de-escalation, suicide prevention, implicit bias training, and cultural competency were also covered.
A local pastor has been arrested and charged with 4 counts of possession of child pornography. 74-year-old Peter Olson was taken into custody yesterday by the Monona Police Department and State Department of Justice. According to a release, police received a referral by the Wisconsin Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul plans to launch an investigation into clergy sex assault across Wisconsin's 5 Catholic dioceses. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports that Kaul wrote a letter to the dioceses informing them of this investigation.
Today is Earth Day. People all across Wisconsin are finding ways to take care of the planet. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes participated in a community Riverwalk pickup. This was at Veterans Memorial Park in DeForest. Community members and volunteers helped pick up trash along the Yahara River. And this afternoon, several local organizations put together an electric vehicle parade. This was in downtown Madison. Started at Brittingham Park, made its way downtown through the university and around the Capitol Square. Organizers say with transportation emissions accounting for the largest share of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S., electric vehicles are a significant solution to the climate emergency.
Governor Evers is setting a goal to plant 75 million trees across the state by the end of the decade. The pledge came as part of an executive order today that also aims to conserve 125,000 acres of forest land in the state. President Joe Biden pledged to cut U.S. greenhouse gas pollution in half by 2030 at a virtual climate summit today. That's a more aggressive goal than the one set by President Obama several years ago. President Biden's target would require sweeping changes to America's energy and transportation sectors. And take a look at this. The Energy Observer arrived in Long Beach, California today. It is the first round-the-world hydrogen-powered sea vessel. Since setting sail from France in 2017, the 100-foot catamaran has already navigated over 30,000 nautical miles, powered by renewable energies. It is entirely self-sufficient, producing its own hydrogen on board with solar, wind power, and hydropower.
U.S. jobless claims have hit a pandemic low. Claims for unemployment benefits went down more than expected last week. 547,000 American workers filed for jobless claims last week. That is the lowest since the pandemic started. It is a sign for economists that the labor market is recovering. The Senate has passed legislation to address the rise in violence and discrimination against Asian Americans. The COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act was passed by a vote of 94-1 today. Republican Missouri Senator Josh Hawley was the lone vote against it. The legislation now goes to the House.
And new tonight, the House has passed a bill to make Washington, D.C. the 51st state. It was approved by a vote of 216 to 208 today. No Republicans voted in favor of it. The legislation would formally create the state of Washington Douglas Commonwealth, named after Frederick Douglass. However, it is likely to fail in the evenly divided Senate. Results of the 2020 census will be released next week. The Census Bureau has said it anticipates finalizing the top-line population count by April 30th. The numbers determine how many seats each state receives in Congress. The more detailed numbers that states use to draw House districts will be released in August and September. The count takes place every 10 years.
Still ahead tonight at 10, a breakdown of how the climate has changed since the first Earth Day. Plus, the differences in vaccine supply and demand between local counties. The News 3 Now special report. That's next.
The 48-hour flash price sale is through Monday at Ashley Home Store. Shop dozens of flash price doorbuster mattresses up to 60% off while they last. And free delivery guaranteed within 5 days on in-stock beds. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Gobin Cars is breaking into spring with huge savings. You can get a 2016 or 17 Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $10,995 or $175 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2016 or 17 Dodge Grand Caravan at only $10,995 or $175 per month.
Don't miss out on these huge spring deals with over 500 vehicles in stock.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Or my brother, Dealing Donovan Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, carefully knead dough. Step 2, artfully spread sauce. Step 3, add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4, realize we already did all that for you. So all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get a large Fiesta Chicken Pizza with chicken, mushrooms, fried onions, and taco seasoning. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
The 48-hour flash price sale is through Monday at Ashley Home Store. Get limited time deals we've never offered before, like up to 71% off doorbusters like these. Take a bonus 10% off, then take another 10% off when you finance interest-free till October. Ashley Home Store.
Hey folks, Friday morning we'll update the weekend rain chances in Chris's First Warn forecast, and it's a coffee shop on wheels. In the 608, we'll show you how they do it and how they're giving back to the community. Join us Friday morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Federal health officials say the nation is now entering a new phase in trying to contain the coronavirus, trying to vaccinate people who are still reluctant to get a shot.
Now comes the hard work of working with our community core, trying to understand why people might be hesitant. Is it the science that they feel was rushed?
More than 134 million Americans have had one dose of a COVID vaccine. 87 million are now fully vaccinated. CDC vaccine advisors are set to meet tomorrow to discuss the Johnson & Johnson single-dose vaccine, which was paused for a couple of weeks now. Health experts have not given any indication when the J&J shots would resume and if they would come with any sort of a warning.
It might finally be easier to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine appointment, but a lot of that depends on where you live. Madeline O'Neill breaks down the differences between the vaccine supply and demand county to county and what trend many vaccinators are seeing for the first time.
In the beginning, appointments filled quickly. Demand looked endless.
Iowa County, every drop we get is going in an arm.
Supply was harder to come by.
We seem to have more demand than we have vaccine at this point.
Iowa County Emergency Management Director Keith Hurlburt says with small vaccine allotments that are just getting smaller, they're not having problems filling appointments.
I just know that counties around us have had a tougher time lately to fill all of their slots.
Vaccinations look different in Dane County compared to surrounding counties, and a lot of that boils down to vaccine supply and demand.
Wisconsin is one of the top states in terms of how efficient we are in putting shots in arms.
Once the #1 state in the country, now dropping slightly to 6th in the latest rankings, with about 87% of vaccines administered. But demand isn't level across the state. SSM Health's vaccination clinics fill more quickly in Dane County than Sauk or Rock.
The demand for the vaccine in Dane County continues to be very, very strong, a lot stronger than what we're seeing in the other counties.
State numbers show 54% of Dane County residents have gotten at least one shot, rising well above the state's total of 41%.
Perhaps because we're not seeing the same level of hesitancy in Madison and in Dane County, and perhaps because access is also not a big problem.
Counties such as Rock, Dodge, and Jefferson are falling below.
Maybe have 3 or 4 people signing up each day, as opposed to the hundreds and thousands that we're registering in the first few weeks, and we're having a lot of trouble filling those appointments.
Samrose Jacquevani with the Jefferson County Health Department says that could be driven by county differences, especially between urban and rural areas.
Some of it comes down to access, some of it comes down to lifestyles and personal sort of beliefs that folks have.
If needed, the county can list extra appointments on the state registry for anyone and get creative to get end-of-day doses to its residents.
We'll do anything. We'll walk around the parking lot of the mall and ask folks if they're willing to get vaccinated.
A number of counties got back to us, including Grant, Marquette, and Green Lake, saying interest is starting to dry up some. Now, even in Dane County.
We're seeing starting it to level off a little bit.
According to Public Health Madison and Dane County, this is the first week appointments haven't filled quickly.
In Wisconsin, we're vaccinating really quickly, which is very exciting, but that also means that the demand will eventually start to dry up.
That will call for a bigger push to bring the vaccine to people, rather than people seeking it out.
It is very important that we all get the vaccine, and it doesn't really matter when it comes to which county we live or work.
Because the virus doesn't care about county lines.
If we have 100% vaccine take-up here in Iowa County, and we only have 50% around the rest of the state, we didn't do any good.
In Iowa County.
Because we're not all going to stay in Iowa County for the rest of our lives.
Madeline O'Neill, News 3 Now.
According to the Department of Health Services, on the rare occasion that counties have leftover vaccine, they are encouraged to use it in a community clinic.
Well, many counties and vaccinators have open vaccination slots this week, and we have a comprehensive story on our website with links to setting up those appointments.
And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our forecast.
Well, on this Earth Day, the 51st Earth Day, it started back in 1970 thanks to Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson, and it's hard to believe that it's been around for that long, but one of the things the meteorologists look at is the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, because that drives an increase in temperatures. And over the last 800,000 years, this is from our friends over at Climate Central, they gave us this graph that shows how the average CO2 levels in the atmosphere have stayed below 300 parts per million over that whole time. We have ice core samples, different ways of being able to go back in time and measure that. But look what happens as we get into the Industrial Revolution, the start of the, or the end of the 19th century, start of the 20th century. Those levels started to rise dramatically, and as of 2019, they were at 411 parts per million. Now they're closer to 430 parts per million, and they're continuing to rise. And as the CO2 level rises, so does the annual average temperature across the Earth. It fluctuates up and down a little bit, but the general trend is up. In fact, by a value of almost 2 degrees over the last 140 years. That's about 1.1 degrees Celsius. Closer to home across the United States, that rise just since the first Earth Day back in 1970, we've seen our average temperature rise by 2.4 degrees across the country. Here in Madison, we have an even bigger rise. Over that same period of time, 2.9 degrees, our average temperature has risen. A lot of that occurs during the winter time. We're not seeing those prolonged periods of really cold weather. We had one in February that lasted for a couple of weeks, but the rest of the winter was generally pretty mild. And that's kind of the trend over the last, 20, 30 years. We're starting to see those warmer winters, and that's starting to increase our temperatures. Time lapse from the WIC Skycam. Cloud cover in southwestern Wisconsin held temperatures up a bit last night, but you can see we had bright sunshine for much of the day today, and that allowed temperatures to warm up pretty quickly. The air is dry, so we saw a quick rise in temperatures. Tomorrow, we'll see more clouds, so we won't see nearly as dramatic of a rise in temperatures. That will hold up overnight low temperatures, but high temperatures tomorrow will be in the mid-50s. There'll be a chance of a shower tomorrow, and maybe a slight chance on Saturday. Sunday will be cool. We could see some frost in the morning with temperatures around freezing to start and high temperatures in the lower 50s. But Monday, we jump right back up to around 70 degrees, and we'll be in the upper 70s on Tuesday before some showers and thunderstorms reach us the middle of next week. Low temperatures this morning. This was a cold morning across much of the Midwest. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. A few places up to the north, like Marquette, Michigan, dropped to the teens. And high temperatures today, you can see just how dramatically the rise was. Here in Madison, we went from 22 to 62. So that was a 40-degree difference between the overnight low temperature and the afternoon high temperature. That's because the air is dry. But that same dry air will start diminishing these showers as they move eastward. So we'll get some clouds. That'll keep temperatures up tonight, but that will also keep the threat for showers pretty low for tomorrow and even lesser chance on Saturday. The overall weather pattern pretty quiet across the country. The jet stream starting to tilt to become a little more southwesterly in the southern part of the United States. This area here will start to see some severe thunderstorms tomorrow into Saturday right along the Gulf Coast region, but we're going to stay cool enough for there not to be a severe weather threat. We'll also see those showers probably reach us during the day tomorrow, but they'll be diminishing as they head in our direction. High of 55 tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, just a chance of showers, and you can see why. Overnight, the clouds move in. That'll keep the temperatures up, but no rain expected overnight. Tomorrow, those showers just kind of fizzle out as they push in our direction, so a few of us may get a shower or two. Tomorrow night, more clouds, temperatures staying in the lower 40s. Saturday, highs near 60, a slight chance for a shower, and then temperatures will turn a little colder right after that. Rainfall amounts not amounting to very much, less than 1/10 of an inch of rain, but temperatures will rebound after Sunday. 69 Monday, 77 on Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday. A little cooler with some showers on Thursday, and then temperatures back in the 60s for the end of next week. Will be a thunderstorm chance by Sunday of next weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you. Just ahead in sports, Badger volleyball 1 win away from playing in their second straight national championship game. Could Wisconsin make it 2 for 2 against Texas in the Final Four? Zach has sports next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's a 25-cent fuel saver this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
Dear Freedom, being parked inside has many wanting to ride unleashed. We say let's go, faster and further, leading the pack, revving with power, with the confidence that tomorrow's road will be better than today's. Let's go, Toyota Hybrids.
Right now, you can lease a new 2021 Venza Hybrid for $249 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that your lawn should be a place where memories are made, a source of pride, relaxation, and fun for the whole family. That's why we proudly offer a child and pet-friendly program, so you can enjoy a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn without sacrificing peace of mind.
Our program offers effective, targeted weed control, and our golf course quality fertilizer creates a beautiful outdoor space. Don't your kids and grandkids deserve a Weedman lawn? Trust the lawn care experts. Trust Weedman.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Business is booming, and we're hiring at East Madison Toyota. We have over a dozen openings, from sales to service and entry level, with excellent pay and benefits with no experience necessary. Plus, a sign-on bonus up to $5,000. So if you're ready for a rewarding career with competitive compensation and benefits and opportunities for growth, we want you to apply. Visit PAGjobs.com and start your career with Penske Automotive.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's a 25-cent fuel saver this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only Only at Hy-Vee.
Wisconsin volleyball is undefeated all time in the Final Four. A perfect 3-0, including a win over then #1 Texas back in 2013. Tonight, those two meet again with another spot in the national championship game on the line. First serve was around 9:05. Badgers dropped the first set 26-24 and then just lost the second set 25-19. This one currently in the third set. It could be an all-Wisconsin final, well, kind of, if the Badgers come back. Elise Getzinger is a freshman at Kentucky. She played high school volleyball at Mount Horeb. In 3 seasons on varsity for the Vikings, she racked up 1,400 kills. Tonight in the Final Four, she had 5 against the Huskies to help the Wildcats advance to the national championship game. With Danny Davis and Kendrick Pryor out for basically all but Wisconsin's first 2 games, there were big shoes to fill in the Badger passing game. And Chimere Dike was up for the challenge. As a true freshman, he was thrown into the fire and produced. Dike caught 12 passes for 189 yards and a touchdown. And as September 4th approaches, the Waukesha native is looking to take his game to the next step in his second season at UW.
I think you can never be satisfied with how you did the year before. I think I did some good things, but I think the biggest thing I want to work on was just being more consistent and continue to grow. Being able to have all the experiences I did, I think it can really help me in my future, but at the same time, you got to learn from those experiences. And that's what I've been trying to do in the spring, is just continue to work on like the things that I saw on tape.
The NFL draft begins next Thursday, and the Packers have the 29th overall pick. Only they know who they'll be taking, but ESPN draft guru Mel Kiper is projecting Green Bay going to take Minnesota wideout Rashad Bateman in his latest mock draft. Kiper described him as a whale of a player. George Hill back in Milwaukee tonight. Bucks taking on his new team, the 76ers, and the Deer ran out to a great start. Chris Middleton dials one up from deep. The Bucks scored the game's first 10 points. Now, Middleton finished with 24 points. He also had a steal. There it is, and 5 assists. This one to Giannis, who flushes it home for 2 of his game-high 27. Bucks scored 40 points in the first quarter. They go on to win 124-117. And the Brewers' first-round pick in the 2020 draft, Garrett Mitchell, will start his professional career with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Opening day is May 4th, and it's not the first time he's played baseball in the Midwest, so he's used to the cold. Last season, Mitchell played in the Northwoods League with the Mankato Moondogs. We're back after this.
Wild Easttown Honda is Wisconsin's Dealer of the Year. Save with 0% financing for up to 60 months on over 400 new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Vote for your favorites online for the Best of Madison in over 140 categories. And the nominees include the Del Bar, Best Supper Club, Best Destination Restaurant, and Best Steakhouse. With locally sourced ingredients, fresh seafood, and prime grade steaks, one visit and you'll fall in love. Wisconsin's true supper club since 1943, Wisconsin Dells. Go to MadisonMagazine.com to vote for your favorites to be the very best of Madison.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we always offer genuine value on the things you need. So during our big spring sale, you know the savings will be huge. Right now, shop great deals, like $60 off this Yard Force mower, only $289.99. Save $5 on women's CGCG shorts, crops, and capris. And this special buy Char-Broil gas grill is only $199.99 while supplies last. Plus, buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
What kind of beef do the best steakhouses serve? Meet the facts. Fact, the best steakhouses serve prime beef. And Hy-Vee has prime reserve beef. So you can get steakhouse quality right in your own backyard from Hy-Vee. If you want to know who's passionate about prime beef, get the facts at meetthefacts.hiv.com.
Dad, I got it.
Really?
Actually, do you have a quarter?
Enjoy a cheeseburger or a McChicken sandwich. Get any two for just $2.50.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
At Wild East Town Honda, lease a new Civic for $189. That's $189 and absolutely zero due at signing. Save on over 400 new Hondas at Wild East Town Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
First Warn Weather, certified most accurate forecast. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally, tonight, a local brewery teaming up with a Madison cannabis company, raising some money for charity. Carbon 4 and Honeybee Cannabis coming together to create a new flavor of beer using locally sourced honey. They put it all together in a special package deal. It's on sale now for $110, with a portion of that going to the Clean Lakes Alliance and also the Henry Vila Zoo. The honey beer cases, well, that's in limited supply right now. It is only available at the tap room on a first come, first serve basis, and looks pretty good as we head for some warmer weather.
Yeah, temperatures will be warming up toward the early part of next week. Right now, the live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam looking pretty nice out there. Skies have been clear for much of the evening. Temperatures are in the upper 40s and lower 50s for much of southern Wisconsin. Still 52 in Madison. By tomorrow morning, down to about 41. Plenty of clouds tomorrow, high 55. Just a chance for a shower during the day. A slight chance Saturday. And then Sunday should be dry, but look at that warm up early next week. Some showers and thunderstorms for the middle of next week.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.